Please remain standing as we pray. We lift up these graduates today who have completed their rigorous training and are now sent forth into a world that needs their gifts, skills, and compassionate hearts. We pray for their minds, that you grant them knowledge, wisdom, and clarity of thought as they take their boards and face complex care decisions. We pray for their hearts, that you fill them with patience, compassion, resilience, sustaining them through fatigue and the emotional toll of caring for the suffering. We pray for their hands. We dedicate their hands to your service, to bring comfort, to provide skillful care, to heal, and to act as a voice for the vulnerable. As they step into this next chapter, may they see nursing not merely as a job, but as a calling, a ministry of healing presence in a wounded world. Guide them to seek justice in health care, providing care with dignity to every person they touch. May they always feel the support of this community and the steadfast love of the great physician. We ask this in the name of the one who heals us all, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Welcome to the Union Commonwealth University Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing penance ceremony. I'm Dr. Lisa Abner, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of Nursing. On behalf of our faculty, staff, and administration, it's an honor to welcome you as we celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2026. Today marks a significant milestone for our graduates, their families, friends, and all of those who have supported them along this journey. This ceremony represents far more than completion of a nursing program. It represents dedication, sacrifice, compassion, growth, and an unwavering commitment to serving others. Students, this is a time to reflect on these accomplishments and embrace the bright future ahead. Our nursing program began in 2010 with the RN to BSN program, inspired through the vision and generosity of Edna Jenkins Mann. In 2012, Union expanded to include the pre-licensure BSN program, and in May 2016, our first cohort of pre-licensure nursing students graduated. We remain deeply grateful to Miss Edna for her continual vision, generosity, and belief in the mission of the school. Her dedication helped create opportunities for future generations of nurses and continues to impact the lives of our students each and every day. Although Miss Edna cannot be with us in person this evening, she and her husband Jerry, they visited about 2 weeks ago, and her daughter Terry and Queenie extend their heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2016 and wish you success as you begin your nursing careers. For our graduates, this moment has been shaped by long hours of studying, clinical experiences, challenges, moments of uncertainty, and countless sacrifices. Yet through every obstacle, you continued forward with determination and purpose. Today, we recognize not only your academic accomplishments, but the resilience, the strength, and compassion that you've developed along the way. The nursing profession is one built in service, trust, and human connection. Nurses are present during some of life's most difficult moments, but also in the most joyful moments. They advocate, comfort, lead, heal, and care for individuals and families when they need it most. As you receive your nursing pin this afternoon, you're being welcomed into a profession that carries both great responsibility and purpose. To the families, loved ones, and faculty, mentors, and friends, thank you for the encouragement and support you have provided throughout this journey. Your sacrifices, prayers, patience, and belief in these graduates help make this possible. At the Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing, we are proud to prepare nurses who will make a difference in healthcare and in the communities they serve. We are proud of each graduate seated before us today and excited to see the impact that you will make in the profession of nursing. Congratulations, class of 2026. Today, we celebrate your journey, your accomplishments, and the beginning of a new chapter. Before we proceed with your penning, we would like to extend gratitude to those who's helped make the celebration today. This ceremony is being live streamed so that family members and friends who could not join today may still share in these special moments. So a big thank you to Mr. Jesse Barton. And in addition, Mr. Ford Edwards, he's here photographing throughout the ceremony, always here to share. And we also extend our appreciation to Reverend Tom Brown for offering today's opening invocation and reminding us of the profound responsibility nurses carry. We would also like to offer special thanks to Isaac Pearson today for sharing his musical talents with us and to help us create a beautiful atmosphere for this celebration. Now, it's my honor to introduce Dr. D.J. Washington. He's the president of Commonwealth University. Over the past 2 years, under Dr. Washington's leadership, Union Commonwealth has embraced a renewed spirit of innovation and unity. His vision has inspired growth across the campus while strengthening our shared commitment to service, student success, and community. During the spring convocation on January 22 of this year, Dr. Washington shared these powerful words. It takes great pride, purpose, and passion to be who you are, to stand in the shoes you are in, to stand as tall as you do, to shine as brightly as you do, day after day. These words resonate deeply with our graduating BSN nursing students today. Nursing requires pride in the profession, purpose in serving others, and the passion to continue showing up with compassion and strength, even on the hardest days. Our graduates have stood tall through long hours of studying, clinical experiences, challenges, the sacrifices, and personal growth. Day after day, they have demonstrated resilience, dedication, and heart. And today we celebrate the bright future ahead of them. Dr. Washington's presence on campus has been a catalyst for meaningful change, and we are deeply grateful for his steadfast support of the nursing program and of our students. Please join me in welcoming Dr. D.J. Washington.
To the Union Commonwealth University class of 2026 nurses, you are entering a profession that deeply, deeply needs your talent, your energy, and your compassion. The world needs nurses who are clinically skilled, but also emotionally present. Nurses who are courageous. Nurses who are ethical. Nurses who understand that healthcare is not simply about treating illness, but about caring for others. And although today's celebration, it's the milestone and the capstone of such a great college career and of filled accomplishments, it is also a beginning. We understand, and I know that you know this, that there will be difficult days ahead. There will be long shifts, emotionally draining moments, and seasons of fatigue. There may be times when the weight of the profession feels very overwhelming. But during these moments, please take the time to remember why you started. Remember the calling that brought you here. Remember the patients whose lives will be better because you chose this respective path. And never underestimate the impact that you can have through one act of kindness, one moment of compassion, or one decision to go beyond what is required within the call of duty. To the faculty and clinical instructors, we thank you all for investing your expertise and your time and mentorship into these students. Your influence extends far beyond the classroom and the clinical setting. These nurses seated before us, they reflect your commitment as well to excellence. I also want to personally thank the parents and the family members who are also here to be able to just help celebrate such a great time to help these students as they continue to kind of lead others. And graduates, we just want you to know that you join one of the most respected and trusted professions in the world. You now carry both the privilege and the responsibility of nursing. May you lead with wisdom. May you serve with compassion. May you practice with excellence. And may you always remember the incredible difference that one nurse can make. Congratulations to the nursing class of 2026. From your friends, your family, here at Union Commonwealth University, we're so incredibly proud of you, and we want to wish you the best of best on your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Washington. Up next, it is a privilege to introduce Dr. Joshua Wilkie, who has faithfully served as our provost throughout this academic year, 1 year. During a year marked by growth, transition, and new opportunities across campus, Dr. Wilkie's leadership has provided stability, vision, and encouragement to our students, faculty, and academic programs. His thoughtful guidance and commitment to excellence has helped strengthen the mission of Union Commonwealth University, while fostering an environment centered on learning, service, and student success. Dr. Wilkie has also been a tremendous supporter of the nursing program. He has consistently recognized the important work being done within the School of Nursing and the impact our students and faculty have throughout the region and beyond. His advocacy for academic excellence, innovation, and student achievement is deeply appreciated. Most importantly, Dr. Wilkie leads with kindness, integrity, and a genuine care for people. Whether working alongside faculty, encouraging students, or helping guide the university forward, he exemplifies the spirit of servant leadership that is so important in higher education and healthcare. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Joshua Wilkie.
Good afternoon, graduates, family, faculty, staff, and friends. What a joy it is to gather for this ceremony. Today is not only a celebration of academic achievement, it is a sacred pause. It is a moment to recognize years of study, clinical hours, late nights. It's a moment to recognize sacrifice and doubt and determination and growth that came along with your studies. It's a moment to honor the people who helped carry you here. And most important of all, it's a moment to mark your entrance into one of the most trusted and necessary professions in the entire world. Graduates, today you receive a pen. It's small enough to hold in your hand, but it represents something far larger than any one of you. It represents knowledge, skill, compassion, endurance. It represents communities that need nurses who know not only what to do, but know how to care. And here at Union Commonwealth University, that calling has a particular meaning. Union has always been more than a place where students earn degrees. Since 1879, this institution has stood in the Kentucky mountains with a deep commitment to Appalachia, to learning, to service, and to the formation of the whole person. Union's mission speaks of intellectual, spiritual, and physical enrichment. It speaks of the health and economic growth of this Appalachian region. It speaks of a just society. This is not simply language for a brochure for us. And for you as nursing students, it's a charge. Because if there's any profession that lives at the intersection of knowledge, spirit, body, community, and justice, it's nursing. You've been prepared by the Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing not only to pass exams, perform skills, and enter the workforce, but to care for the whole person. person. You've been taught that nursing is both art and science. Science teaches you to assess, intervene, evaluate, and advocate. Art teaches you to listen, to notice what is unspoken, to sit with the suffering, and to preserve the dignity when illness threatens to take it away. That combination is powerful, and Appalachia and the world need it. Appalachia is a beautiful region. It's strong, it's rich in faith, family, memory, music, work, resilience, and love of place. But it's also a region where many people carry burdens that are easy for the rest of the world to ignore. Some patients will come to you after delaying care because they could not afford it. Some will have driven long distances from a holler or a farm or a small town or a county nearby with too few providers. Some will be managing diabetes, heart disease, addiction, depression, lung disease, or grief. Some will be elderly and alone. Some will be children whose families are doing the best they can with very little. Some will be proud people who do not easily ask for help. On a personal level, I know a great deal about this region, which I've called home my entire life, and to which I've dedicated my entire career. I know about the deep poverty our people face and about the health disparities in our communities because this was my reality growing up. I'm one of those kids from up the holler who didn't have resources to have healthy food to eat, who didn't have insurance for regular medical care, and whose only place to turn for any kind of health care was often the emergency room, sometimes in the middle of the night. I was one of those Appalachian kids with a mama who struggled with addiction and frequent mental health crises, who died way too early because life can be really hard in these mountains. When I was a young adult, I found my way more than once to an emergency room with my mother, sometimes for an overdose, sometimes for relief from her never-ending physical pain from years of manual labor, and on 4 heartbreaking occasions because she attempted to take her own life. In those moments when my soul was hurting and my heart was breaking, it was the nurses who held the whole world together for me. It was the nurses whose steady presence helped me know that things were going to be okay and that Mama's care was not on my shoulders alone, but that they were there to share that burden. Those moments with nurses who cared for my mama were some of the only times I could feel safe to be vulnerable. I'll never be able to fully express how much that meant to me. When people like my little mama come to you, remember this: vulnerability is not weakness, poverty is not failure, addiction is not lack of worth. And when someone comes to you, please know that where they live or how much money they have should never dictate the quality of the care they receive. And that's where you come in as graduates, as nurses. You will be the person who notices the patient who has no ride home. You'll be the person who asks whether the medication plan actually makes sense for someone's life or for their bank account. You'll be the person who treats the uninsured patient with the same dignity and respect as the wealthy patient. You'll be the person who sees the grandmother, the coal miner, the farmer, the child on Medicaid, the exhausted single parent, the veteran, the neighbor. You'll be the person who says to those folks through your actions as nurses, your life matters. Your pain matters. Your story matters. You matter. That is service. That is justice. That is Union Commonwealth University's mission in motion. And let me say this clearly. Serving Appalachia does not mean seeing the region as a problem to be solved. It means seeing it as a people and a place worthy of investment, respect, and love. It means honoring the strength already here while working honestly to address the needs that remain. It means bringing your education back into your community, not as a badge of superiority, but as a tool of healing. Some of you will work in hospitals, some in clinics, some in long-term care or public health, emergency departments, in mental health or hospice, maybe even advanced practice one day. Some of you may serve right here in Kentucky, in Appalachia. Some of you may travel well beyond this region. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I hope you'll take Union with you. Take with you the personal attention that helped shape you as nurses. Take with you the liberal arts foundation that taught you to think broadly and humanely. Take with you the Methodist-rooted spirit of service. Take with you the important Appalachian values of resilience, humility, neighborliness, and perseverance. And take with you this reminder: the most important moments in nursing are not always the dramatic ones. Sometimes the holiest work you will do is adjusting a pillow, explaining a medication one more time, even though you don't want to, holding a hand, catching a change in condition before anyone else sees it, standing up for a patient when it would be easier or safer to stay quiet, making a phone call, offering respect to someone who's never received much of it, being calm in a room full of fear. Those moments will never make the news. They may never appear on an award certificate, but they are the moments that build trust. They are the moments that heal communities. Graduates, you are entering nursing at a time when healthcare is complicated and strained. There will be hard shifts. There will be days when the charting piles up, when the staffing is short, when your feet hurt, when your heart hurts, when you wonder if you made any difference at all. On those days, remember this moment right now. Remember the people who filled this room because they believe in you. Remember the faculty who pushed you because they saw what you could become. Remember the patients who taught you during clinicals even when they didn't realize they were teaching you. Remember the classmates who became friends and the friends who became family. Remember that your calling is not measured just in perfect days or perfect shifts. It's measured in faithfulness to your profession. You do not have to save the entire world in a single shift, but you can protect the dignity of one person in front of you. You can be excellent in small ways. You can be brave in quiet ways. You can serve the vulnerable without pity and the powerful without fear. You can be the kind of nurse who makes people feel safer simply because you walk into their room. You can be the nurse who helped me realize I was not alone in helping my mama find health and recovery. Tonight, as you receive your pens, you may understand them not as an ending, but I hope you'll see them as a beginning. May they remind you of Union's mission. May they remind you of the Appalachian region that needs your gifts. May they remind you of the vulnerable people who are waiting for a nurse with your skill, your compassion, and your courage, no matter where you go to work. Graduates, we are proud of you. We're grateful for you, and we are sending you forward with confidence. Go serve well. Go listen deeply. Go advocate boldly. Go heal where you can, comfort where you must, and honor every life entrusted to your care. And first, go pass the NCLEX. Congratulations, Union Commonwealth University nursing graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Wilkie. Okay, now I would like to welcome Dr. Joseph Pearson. He's the Associate Provost for the College of Arts and Sciences, and he's an Associate Professor of History. Dr. Pearson plays an essential role in guiding the academic disciplines that serve as the very foundation of nursing curriculum. Through the College of Arts and Sciences, our students gain far more than foundational coursework. They develop critical thinking, cultural awareness, communication, ethical reasoning, and a deeper understanding of the world around them, all qualities that are vital in the nursing profession. The strong educational foundation provided through the arts and sciences prepares our students not only to become competent nurses, but also compassionate caregivers, thoughtful leaders, and advocates for the patients and communities they will serve. In many ways, these disciplines help shape the heart behind the science of nursing. We're deeply grateful for Dr. Pearson's leadership, his commitment to academic excellence, and the collaborative relationships he continues to foster between departments across the university. His support has played an important role in the continued success and growth in our nursing students and program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Joseph Pearson.
Don't worry, y'all. Mine's the shortest speech. I just want to take a moment to once again thank all the moms and dads, boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands, wives, kids, Mamaws and Papaws, whoever it was, the team around you, the village that helped you get here. We're just deeply grateful. Grateful to the nursing faculty and staff that have supported you, and of course our donors, the Mann families and others. Thank you. Just want to make sure I echo those sentiments. Good afternoon, everybody. President Washington, rather famously, at least in my mind, tells incoming freshmen something that always stuck with me. What got you here may not get you there, right? I would say today, what got you here will get you where you want to go. Because what got you here was hard. This was tough, and it had to be. Today you stand on the brink of a profession that demands endurance, compassion, and strength of character. I hope you all take a moment or several to enjoy it. Today is not only a moment of accomplishment, but also a moment of joy, gratitude, and recognition for all that you've achieved together. Nursing privileges a high-achieving, low patience for mistakes mindset. It must. When nurses mess up, people die. These ladies have not made it easy on you. They will not make it easy on the people that follow you. They can't. The stakes are simply too high. I think great leaders across many fields understand this. The retired Alabama head coach Nick Saban once observed, mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. I do not see any mediocre people sitting in front of me today. Long nights, tough decisions, heavy workloads are all part of your journey, and you're all deeply familiar with those now. That'll continue. Your discipline, preparation, and teamwork will carry you through. I also believe the deepest truths are often grounded in simplicity. You did not arrive here by accident. You were formed through long nights of study, moments of doubt, encouragement from the people sitting beside you and behind me, and the steady discipline of simply showing up again and again and again. So this day is a day to celebrate not only what you've achieved, but who you've become in the process. St. Paul notes that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not disappoint us. No doubt, you probably feel like you've suffered at times, but our hopes in you are high, and you have not disappointed us. You've learned that while you may be compelled to face challenges, you must never face them with fear. This courage will serve you not only in emergencies, but in everyday responsibilities, because showing up for other people at their most vulnerable is a crucial skill that all of you have. Paul again urges us to let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. And you have not lost heart. Simply put, nursing does not tolerate excuses. It values persistence, attention, and diligence, especially when unnoticed. Nurses just go on anyway. In my view, that spirit embodies what all of you have achieved here today and what we're all celebrating you for. You have endured, and you have succeeded. Remember, none of this work or nothing meaningful you'll do in your life is ever done alone. The best nurses are not isolated performers. They're part of a team built on trust, communication, and a shared commitment to one purpose. You will rely on each other, and others will depend on you. And we are counting on y'all, and we know that you're going to be able to do that. One of my heroes of history, and probably my pick for the greatest Kentuckian, Abe Lincoln, told a nation in crisis that I am a slow walker, but I never walk backwards. And I urge you to do the same. Progress in your profession might not always feel swift or easy, but the key to it is just to keep moving forward, patiently, shift by shift, year by year, making those relationships and honoring those commitments that will make you who you are. So, please take this moment seriously, but also joyfully. Go buy a dinner you can only afford once a month. Celebrate your classmates who stood beside you. Celebrate the families who supported you. Celebrate the instructors and mentors who guided you. And most of all, celebrate the patients you will serve in the years ahead, because your work is already going to shape their lives. And celebrate yourselves. As you move ahead today, keep in mind, hard work shaped you, teamwork supported you, and perseverance will define you. You're entering a demanding but profoundly meaningful and noble profession, and I am absolutely certain you're ready. Congratulations, nurses. I salute you.
Congratulations, guys. Before I talk about the history of the nursing pen, I would like for you guys to take a moment and think of NURS 302, your very first clinical experience. Do y'all remember that day, your very first day? I do. Now look where you're at. Y'all remember your last day of 475 and your practicum? See how much you guys have grown? And you're going to continue to grow as you go through this journey. And I just want you guys to know that we're so proud of you. And I couldn't watch y'all's video. The baby pictures got me. But we just want you to know how proud we are of you and all you've accomplished while you've been here at Union. It's been a pleasure being your professor and teaching you, and you learning from me and me learning from you. So I just want y'all to know that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of the nursing pen. The nursing pen ceremony is one of the most meaningful traditions in the nursing profession. Before modern graduation ceremonies became common, nursing schools recognized students' accomplishments through the presentation of a nursing pen. Today, penning ceremonies continue to symbolize dedication, compassion, professional identity, and the transition from student to professional nurse. Although nursing, education, and healthcare have changed significantly over time, the nursing penning tradition remains an important rite of passage for nursing graduates. The history of the nursing penning ceremony can be tracked back to the work of Florence Nightingale. During the Crimean War, Nightingale became internationally recognized for improving sanitation, reducing infections, and providing compassionate care to wounded soldiers. Throughout the Crimean War, Florence Nightingale was known as the Lady with the Lamp. In recognizing her contributions, Queen Victoria awarded Florence Nightingale the Royal Red Cross of St. George. This act of honoring nursing service through a symbolic medal later inspired the tradition of awarding nursing pens to nursing graduates. The nursing pen itself carries deep symbolic meaning. Each nursing school designs its own pen, making it unique to that institution. Class of 2026, if you look at your pens, you will see that it includes the name of our institution, Union Commonwealth University, with the colors orange and black. The name of our nursing school, the Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing. The mountains, to signify our proud Appalachian heritage. And the lamp for Florence Nightingale. I hope you look at this pen as a treasured keepsake that represents the years of hard work, sacrifice, perseverance, and dedication you have made to be here today. I want to share with you a little bit about my penning ceremony when I graduated from nursing school. I graduated from Eastern Kentucky University in 2008 with my BSN. My penning ceremony was very special to me. I was penned by my friend, Miss Peggy Kimner. Peggy was a dedicated nurse midwife who spent much of her life serving the families in rural southeastern Kentucky, particularly in the Stinking Creek community of Knox County. She co-founded Lindahan Center in 1958 to provide health care, education, and community support to underserved Appalachian families. Peggy became widely respected for her work as a nurse midwife. She delivered more than 500 babies. Many were in isolated mountain homes with limited access to health care. She often traveled on difficult rural roads and provided prenatal, delivery, and postnatal care to families who otherwise may not have received medical assistance. Miss Peggy delivered my oldest sister, Connie. Her work extended beyond childbirth. Peggy was she also provided immunizations, health education, home health nursing, and advocacy for women and children in Appalachia. Through compassion and service, she helped improve health care access and quality of life for countless families in rural Knox County. She's left a lasting legacy in nursing and midwifery. Miss Peggy's no longer with us, but Lindahan Center continues to serve the people of Knox County. The graduates before you completed community health clinicals there in the fall and collected food for the food pantry. Stinking Creek is where I grew up. I started going to Lindahan Center when I was 3 years old. This is when I met Peggy for the first time. She would do Sunday school classes on Sunday morning. I don't remember that day, but she sure did. She reminded me of that day all the time. Miss Peggy helped me through my nursing education in my life. Her love for Jesus was evident in everything she did. I guess you could say that nursing was her ministry. The individuals that will be pinning you today holds a special place in your journey. Whether it's the family member, friend, mentor, or fellow nurse, the person placing the pin represents encouragement, sacrifice, guidance, and unwavering support throughout your nursing school experience. If you are pinning one of our graduates, your presence in this pinning ceremony symbolizes not only the student's achievement, but also the shared commitment, love, and belief that help make their dreams possible. So in closing, I want to say how proud we are of you. Remember, I've said this to y'all for a couple weeks now. Remember, enjoy today. Celebrate tomorrow, rest on Sunday, and continue your NCLEX prep on Monday. The nursing pin ceremony is a historic and symbolic tradition that's deeply rooted in the development of the nursing profession. It was inspired by Florence Nightingale and carried throughout generations of nurses. The ceremony recognizes the transition from nursing student to the professional nurse. When you look at your nursing pin, be reminded of the honor and privilege it is to care for others. Thank you.
Okay, so next, today we are honored to welcome back as our keynote speaker, Miss Ellie Yaden. She's a 2021 graduate of the Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing. And this may be something that we ask of you later on, that you come back and you share your life after you graduated here. It will mean more. You've been under so much stress, so many things that you've been trying to do within the last month of preparing just to get to this point just today, not counting all the other years that you've put in. It will feel like home once you leave here. And I told you in class last week that I think you're probably going to miss being here. And some of you said you are going to miss being here. Your life is changing. And you will do great things, and that's what we expect from all of you. So, as our nursing graduates prepare to begin their nursing careers, we think that it's important to hear from someone who actually sat exactly where you sat, or seated today. Ellie's journey reflects the growth, caring, compassion, and dedication that define the nursing profession. Since graduating from Union, Ellie has served for the past 5 years in the critical care unit at Baptist Health, Corbin, where she is recognized for her leadership, clinical excellence, and compassionate patient care. In addition to serving as both a floor nurse and frequent unit lead, she also serves as the president of her unit-based council and actively participates in the employee morale committee. Her willingness to serve wherever needed, including floating to multiple units, reflects her commitment to patient care. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Ellie is also a devoted wife and proud mother to her son, Colson Isaac. Additionally, Ellie and her husband are the worship pastors at Parkway Ministries. As I prepared for today's ceremony, I looked back through our records and found Ellie's nursing philosophy statement from 2021. I keep your nursing philosophies. It never goes away. So when you come back, I'll probably share your nursing philosophy and we'll just revisit. I never throw anything away. This was written during her time here at Union. Reading her words today serves as a reminder of the heart and purpose behind the profession of nursing and the impact our graduates continue to make long after they leave. This is her philosophy statement. Nursing to me is not simply a chosen profession, rather it is a calling. I am called to leave an impact for each encounter. I am called to leave each patient better than I found them. I am called to be a listening ear, a helping hand, and an advocate for my patient during both triumphs and disappointments. My hands alone do not heal. It is the hands of Him who works through me. My heart, hands, and words are guided by His divine direction. It is our Creator in whom true strength and healing is found. I am simply a catalyst to deliver this work I have been called to. I count it the highest honor to each day be entrusted with a human life. All life, regardless of race, religion, age, gender, or culture, is deserving of care, delivered with divine dignity. I recognize that each individual has unique mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. I am committed to continued growth within my career. My desire to learn is ongoing. I am aware that I will never know everything and that as a human being, I will make mistakes. These only serve as opportunities to better my practice. My ultimate goal is to deliver the care He has called me to safely and effectively, leaving each patient feeling worthy of the highest care. It is my honor to welcome back to Union Commonwealth University, Ellie Yaden, wife, mother, nurse, leader, and lifelong learner. Please join me in welcoming Ellie.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be a little more casual because I'm a nurse, not a public speaker. So just bear with me for a few minutes. Dr. Abner gave me such a beautiful introduction. I feel like I don't have any much more to say about who I am. I'm a lot of things, as you've heard her say, but a large part of who I am is a nurse. And so I just want to tell you all a little bit about my experiences today. Dr. Abner has referenced that I graduated in 2021, and as most of you all probably remember, that was about arguably one of the most difficult times in healthcare. So my pinning ceremony looked a lot different than your all's. We were in masks, Lord. We were in masks. We were sitting 6 feet apart. I was allowed to bring like 3 or 4 people with me because it was the height of the pandemic at that time. So as you can imagine, that was very challenging starting out as a new nurse during a pandemic. I remember during a lot of our clinical experiences, I guess for legal reasons, because there was so much we didn't know about COVID, we actually weren't even allowed to go into COVID rooms and take care of those patients. So you consider that, and then you consider that I graduated and pretty much directly went into a critical care position where I was taking care of probably 97% of COVID patients that were on the ventilator. It was a very, very, very difficult time. Losing patients during that time was very common, and I can probably count on one hand, and I'm not being dramatic, the amount of patients that were success stories during my time during COVID in the ICU. Because of all of that, it really didn't take long for me to start questioning myself and pardon me if I get emotional because it is, this is very dear to my heart. But it didn't take long before I started questioning myself and thinking, is this really what I went to school for? Like, I feel so unequipped for this. This is not what I had in mind when I thought I was going to become a nurse. And I remember one morning, I was on night shift at the time, and I had come home. I think I had actually lost a patient that night, and I was just feeling extremely overwhelmed, like I said, questioning my calling. And I had laid down, I think I was watching TV just to kind of try to get my mind off things. And my phone went off, and it was my mom. And shout out to all the moms in the room. It's almost Mother's Day. And they somehow seem to know what you need all the time. And so it was my mom. It's very funny, actually, that Dr. Abner shared my nursing philosophy today. If she wouldn't have, I had actually typed it out here that I was going to read because it is something that I still reference regularly in my practice. So my mother had texted me, just encouraging me, telling me the Lord brought you here for a reason. And I don't even know how she got it, but she had a picture of my nursing philosophy. Like I said, I'm not going to read it again because Dr. Abner has already read over that with you, and I'm thankful for that. But really, the reason I wanted to share it today and that I'm thankful Dr. Abner shared it today is that I'm going to encourage you all, because I know you've written something similar, to do what I have done and hold on to that. You may not be starting in the middle of a pandemic like I did, but it's going to be hard. And if nursing was easy, everybody would do it, and they don't. So I just want to encourage you to never forget, even on your hardest days, why you chose this. It's funny to me, I don't know when this happened, but I'm sure you all will agree with me because most of us have social media. Being a nurse has become almost like this trend where people post cute pictures, and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna wear figs and drink Alani's and wear my cute shoes and do all the things that nurses do, but I really feel like we've come to this time that like it's just the thing to do. It's what's cool. Like all these girls that look cute in their scrubs and look cute with their stethoscope around their neck. Like I said, I'm all about that. I am one of those girls, but that's not why we're doing this. And so I want you to never ever lose sight of why you chose this, because and you're going to see this and have already seen this as you do clinical and as you step into your role. What we see depicted on the TV shows that we love and on TV and social media, 99% of that is not even what being a nurse is, and you guys are going to realize that very soon. I have learned a lot since the day I was sitting where you all are, as you will too, in the days and months and years to come. It will amaze you how quickly you learn things. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I have been out of your shoes for about 5 years, but I do feel like I want to just share a few things with you all that I wish someone would have told me when I was where you are. The first thing is that you are about to experience probably some of the most extreme emotions you have ever experienced. Don't get me wrong, I was very emotional in nursing school, as I'm sure most of you were, because it's a very difficult experience. I've had so many days, and your experiences will vary based on where you choose to work, and that's okay. We need nurses everywhere. But because I do work in a critical care setting, there have been multiple days that I'm in a room and I go from maybe losing a patient and comforting the family, and I take a moment, I pull it back together, and then I go out, and then I'm celebrating with another family because their family made it off the ventilator. You never know. You have to kind of take your moment, and it's okay. You should be emotional over your patients. You pull it back together, and then you have to go somewhere else and pull it back together and keep your day going. There's going to be a lot of days that you walk in and you're having a bad, horrible day, because we all have those. But even on your worst day, you still have to show up for somebody else and show up for somebody else's family and be there to support them on what is their worst day. Working in, and like I said, your experiences will vary, but working in an ICU, something that I do on pretty much a daily basis is weaning patients off the ventilator, and I'm sure all of you, while you were in the critical care unit, kind of got a little bit of experience there. And I will never ever forget the first time that I kind of helped successfully get somebody off the ventilator. I remember it like it was yesterday because it was Thanksgiving Day, and at the time, I guess I was new. I didn't realize how common it was. Like now it's something I do every day, but that was a huge deal to me. Like I got to be a part, and it was not just me, but I got to be a part of giving somebody a second chance at life, and that was something I will never forget. Number 2 is, and this is a big one for me, it is okay if the place you land is not your forever job. I say this because most of the places you all are starting out, and some of you may stay there until you retire, and that's wonderful, but most of the places you're starting out are going to just set the groundwork for whatever is next for you. So if you start out and you find yourself here in a few months in the fall feeling like I did, and you're feeling disconnected and kind of questioning yourself, that does not make you a bad nurse. That does not invalidate that you care about people and you love people and you want to take care of them. While you all have been in nursing school, and I'm thankful you've gotten to get more exposure in clinical than probably what I did just because of COVID, you have seen such a small glimpse of different units and different specialties. So if it takes you a little bit of time to find where you fit in and find what your thing is, find what your niche is, that's okay. You will get there. You are going to be provided with so many opportunities. Number 3 is to take care of yourself. So something that I've learned, I don't know if this is the case for any of you, but I know a lot of people that are nurses are like, well, my mom was a nurse and my grandma was a nurse and my sister's a nurse. That was not the case for me. I don't even really remember the day I just said, I want to be a nurse. But none of my family is nurses. My dad is a pastor. My mom works in education. I don't know where wanting to be a nurse came from, except for the Lord, because that is where it came from. But I did not realize from the outside looking in, unless you work in healthcare and you're in there day in and day out, which you all are going to be, it is truly impossible for other people to understand the toll that it takes on you. I know it's very cliche to say there are going to be days that you go hours without using the bathroom, go hours without getting a drink of water, but it's true. There will be days like that. There are still days where I'm at the hospital so late charting that I don't even make it home to put my son to bed. You know, those things happen. And because you all have chosen to be nurses, we have literally chosen to give up our time and give up time with our family and friends to take care of strangers. And that is a beautiful thing, but you know, it's a saying that you can't pour from an empty cup, but it is so true. And you have to be very aware of that and realize what it does take from you, and you have to be willing to take that step back and say, okay, I'm going to take care of myself. If I'm exhausted, if I'm burnt out and I feel defeated, then I'm not going to be an effective nurse. So you have to be sure you take that time to yourself and recognize that. Number 4, I keep saying these are all very big to me and I think it's the most important, and then I realize there's another important one. This one is to not ever, 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 never think that you are better than anyone else. And I say this because you are going to work with a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds. You're going to work with janitors and nursing aides and phlebotomists and x-ray techs and CT techs and all these things. And the very moment that you feel like that you are too good to take out the trash or you're too good to get a patient up to a bedside commode, you need to do some self-evaluation. I've had days that I'm emptying the trash and my patient's like, well, honey, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, why not? I am supposed to do this. So I encourage you, our title, you know, having RN behind our name is something that you should take pride in, but it does not make you any better than anyone else that you work with. And second of all, it also does not make you any less than anyone you work with. You have earned it and you are educated and you need to stand by that. Number 5, the rewards are real, but so are the sacrifices. You are standing on the edge of a profession that will ask more of you than you can imagine and give you more in return than you can expect. I've talked a little bit already just about the sacrifices that we make as nurses. You know, we have to miss holidays, we work on the weekends, but this job is going to test you, and it's going to take time from you and take things from you, but it's going to transform you into a version of yourself that you didn't even know that you were, and it's going to teach you so many things. And I know, you know, I'm a different person today than I was when I was sitting where you are, and a lot of that is because of what nursing has made me into over the past 5 years. Number 6, which is my final point of things that I wish someone would have told me, is that you will make mistakes, and that's okay. Again, a very cliche thing to say. I still remember, because this was during COVID, and Professor Hensley had actually started picking up some in the CCU working shifts with us, and I very vividly remember making a medication error, which will happen because it's part of it, unfortunately. I vividly remember, I don't know if she does, making a medication error. It was after the shift. I had just caught it. I was back in the break room, like blubbering all over the place, crying my eyes out, talking about what a failure I am. And she comes back there and she's like, Ellie, it's okay. It's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. And I still remember now, it seems like it was such a minute mistake, but when you're dealing with patients, it feels pretty big. And I've said so many times, you know, it's easy for me and easy for our family to say, well, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. You're human. But the flip side of that to me is that, you know, a mistake at one job may be fine and you can brush it over and, you know, but we hold a lot of pressure. We literally hold life and death in our hands as nurses, and our mistakes can cause consequences, and so it's very scary. But the important thing is, you know, you're going to have people around you to support you. I can promise you it's going to happen, but you have to pull yourself together. You have to say, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. Don't let it shake your confidence, and you just learn from it and you move on. as confident or as least confident, depending on how you feel, sitting in these chairs right now, this is the least confident you will ever feel as a nurse. And what I mean by that is, with every day that you're in these rooms taking care of patients and talking to their families and giving meds, every single day you're going to get a little more confident with that. And I, like, again, referencing, I am just a completely different person than I was when I was in your seat where you're at today. I want to take a moment, and this is kind of where I wind down, to speak to the different groups of people that are represented here today. I know we've referenced a lot the friends and family of our graduates. My challenge to all of you today is to keep checking in on these new nurses that sit here before us. I know my parents, I feel like they probably got sick when I was in school of getting text messages saying, please pray for me, I have a test, I don't want to fail. So it may be in a different way. But, you know, as I've said, unless you work in healthcare, you just don't understand the toll that it takes, and that's okay. But you don't have to understand the stress to validate what they're going through. And so I just encourage you all to still check in on them, still pray for them, encourage them. They're going to have some hard days ahead where they're questioning, is this really what I went to school for? This is so hard, but it's so worth it. And I just encourage you all to be that voice of reason for them and to continue to encourage them and pray for them. There are so many days, even now, 5 years later, that I, maybe feel very uncomfortable or very uneasy about my shift because I have maybe a very unstable patient. And there are still days that I will go to the med room real quick and shoot my family a text and say, please pray for me, I have a really sick patient today. So I just encourage you to still show up. There's so many days I go home and I tell my husband or my family, like, about this patient I had who went to the cath lab, or about a patient I had who was on 5 pressors. Do they know what that means? Absolutely not. Most of you probably don't, and that's okay. But they listen and they validate that, and that's what I'm asking you all to do for these graduates. I also want to address the staff and faculty that are sitting behind me today. First, I just want to say thank you. I feel very honored to be here and be asked to share. As I've referenced how unique my nursing school experience was as a student, and the flip side of that is that it was a very unique time for them as professors to try to somehow teach us to care for patients that a lot of times we couldn't even tangibly lay hands on, and I'm sure that was extremely difficult. As far as from a personal perspective, I started nursing school straight out of high school. I did my basics, I went to nursing school, and they somehow, I don't know how, but they somehow took a young, totally scared girl, fresh out of high school. I had no prior healthcare experience, and they made me into what I think is now a very competent ICU nurse, and I'm thankful for that. Going forward, I know in clinical, they still do a lot of patient care. Some of them may still pick up PRN, but the way I look at it is, and still today, still with what I do and what you all are going to do, every patient that you all take care of, every patient I take care of, is just a ripple effect of what they've done, because none of me, none of you all, we would not be sitting here if it wasn't for them. So I just want to thank them for that. And finally, to you all, the graduates, the center of our attention today, just an encouragement to be proud of yourself. And again, it's not that you're any better than anybody else, but there are others who have not made it to the point that you are today, and you need to be proud of that. You set your mind on becoming a nurse, and now you're here. I know Dr. Myrtle is what I'm going to call her. She has told you all, you rest and then you start studying for your NCLEX, and that's what you do. You guys you're ready. You've done the hard part. You've just got this one piece left. So I just want to encourage you guys to not give up now, because you're too close. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm losing my place. There are still times today, even after 5 years, that I'm doing some task at work and I'm thinking, when I thought I wanted to be a nurse, this is really not what I had in mind. And there are things that you're going to do that going forward. There's going to be things that you're like, is this really what I signed up for? But at the end of the day, for me, again, that really translates into, taking people off life support and seeing all these success stories. For some of you all, that's going to be helping bring babies into the world. I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but it is so worth it. And it provides us with such a wonderfully unique opportunity to be with people during some of the most vulnerable times of their life. I oftentimes get asked what my personal favorite thing is about being a nurse, and my answer to that is easy. My favorite thing about being a nurse is when I leave my shift and I feel like my patient is doing better than when I got there that morning. Now, there's always going to be factors that are out of your control. That's not always going to happen. But when I can leave and I feel like I've done my best today, this patient's better off than how I found them, that's what we're there for. That's the whole goal. For me personally, nursing, I said it provides us with unique experiences and opportunities. Dr. Abner referenced a little bit of this in my philosophy that I had written. I get to stand with people and encourage them a lot of times and again, probably going to get emotional about this part, in what for a lot of people are their final moments of life. Yours may not look exactly like that, but you have an opportunity when somebody is in a very vulnerable point and they're sick or their family's sick, for you to truly be the hands and feet of Jesus in a way that other people don't get the opportunity to do. I promise you I will cry during this part, because when I think about it, I get very emotional still. Just a few months ago, just a little personal story, I had a patient who I had for several days in a row, and he was completely in his right mind, completely, competent, or alert and oriented times 4, as we would say in nursing terms. And he had chosen on my last day of that stretch to make himself comfort measures. Now, what that means, for people who aren't familiar with that, is that means that we kind of shifted his treatment from treating his whatever sickness it was he had to just making him comfortable for whatever time he had left. So like I said, I had him for several shifts. I had really developed a relationship with this man, and I could not get out of my mind, like, Ellie, you really need to talk to this man about Jesus. You really need to talk to this man about the Lord. I don't know why that's so hard sometimes. Anybody in here who has been in a similar situation would understand that, but I thought, I'm going to be sick if I don't go in here and talk to this man. So I go in there, I'm just being really casual, doing my work, and I so vividly remember I bent down to flush his IV, and I said his name, and I said, do you know the Lord? Do you know Jesus? And he started crying. He said, oh, I know Jesus. And I said, so you've asked the Lord into your heart, and you're ready for heaven? And he said, oh, I'm so ready for heaven. I'm so ready to go be reunited with my mom. So, we started talking, and I said, it's going to be so great. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to be completely healed. And we had this beautiful conversation about heaven and how much he was looking forward to it. And before I walked out of the room, he kind of just exhaled, and he said, I'm ready. I know I'm ready. And I had gone right into my other patient's room that was right beside of it. And my friend came and caught me and said, Ellie, your patient. And I walked out, and not 5 minutes after I had left that man's room, he had passed away and had received what I know was his ultimate healing. Again, forgive me, very emotional for me. I was sitting exactly where you are not very long ago. I had no idea what laid ahead, and I was experiencing all the emotions you guys are feeling. You're nervous, you're anxious, you're excited, and all of those things are so normal. However, I did feel like if I had survived nursing school, which you all have, that I could do almost anything. I want to encourage you all. I know you're still stressed. I know there's a lot to come. I know you've got the NCLEX, but try to not let that steal this very good time from you. Your pinning ceremony is such a good time that you should celebrate. Your graduation is wonderful. Don't let all of the fear of what's to come rob this from you, because it's such a special time. One day, sooner than you think, you're going to walk into a room and you're going to realize that you're not the new nurse anymore. We joke and we say we're in there taking care of a patient, and you want to say, hey, I need a nurse. And you're like, wait a second, I am the nurse now. I have to do this. So there's going to come a day soon that you're not going to be the new nurse anymore. And people are going to, I'm standing up here now, but people are going to be looking to you for advice and for guidance. And you're going to see, man, I've come a really long way, just like I feel like I'm reflecting on today. And it's not going to be because the job got easier, because it's not going to get easier, but it's because the more that you do it, you're going to get stronger and you're going to get steadier, and your confidence is going to grow with every single patient you take care of. I just want to end with a scripture. 1 Corinthians 16:14 says, let all that you do be done in love. One thing that I always try to remember, especially on days that maybe I'm not really feeling it myself, is that, your patients and their families, their friends, they may not remember your name. They may not even really remember your face, but they're always going to remember how you treated them and how you made them feel. They're never going to forget that. 1 Corinthians 16:14 in nursing looks like doing this: doing necessary things with kindness, doing difficult things with patience, and doing ordinary things with purpose. I know we've already had a prayer today, but if it's okay, just because it's a large part of who I am, I'm going to ask for you all to bow your heads with me, and I'm just going to say a prayer over our graduates as I end. Lord, I just thank you so much for this opportunity that I've had to come back today and share with these new nurses. And if just one thing that I've said today sticks with them, then I've done what you set me here to do. And I believe that you did, that you brought me here for a reason. And God, I thank you for what the faculty and the staff here has instilled in these nurses. God, I pray going forward that you would just give them a tribe of people, truly surround them with a support system at whatever facility they end up with, that are going to be there to support them and encourage them and push them along. I pray for the families that are here today and the friends, as I've already mentioned, that you would give them the wisdom and know how to pray over these new nurses and check in on them. And God, I pray for these nurses. Lord, I reference so many times that more than anything we could ever do as nurses, more than anything that my hands could ever do, Lord, you are our ultimate healer, and we recognize that today. And so, God, I pray that each and every one of their hands today would be just anointed and kissed by you. Lord, you can do in an instant what we have been trying to do all day. God, you are so good, and I thank you, Lord. I just pray a special blessing over them. God, I pray that they would enjoy their weekend, that they would feel loved and feel celebrated. I pray for wisdom going forward with their NCLEX. Lord, you have brought them so far, and you have not brought them this far to leave them now. And I pray, God, that you would just give them an overwhelming sense of peace going forward. God, you have already gone before them. You know where they're going to work. You know who they're going to work with. You know the patients they're going to take care of. Lord, none of what they're going to face in the future is going to be a surprise to you. And I thank you for that, Lord. I just pray a special blessing over them today. God, you are good, and none of this would be possible without you. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. Okay, we're almost there, I promise. So first before we start, I want to, we can't celebrate without your growth and success here at Union without first recognizing those people that's been talked about tonight on the stage. First, we'd like to recognize our nursing faculty and our dedicated admin assistant, Brisha Brewer. Where's Brisha? Brisha's down there. Brisha's commitment to our students and the School of Nursing is evident. And every single day through her kindness, support, and tireless dedication behind the scenes. Brisha, please stand so you can be recognized. And if you... She's the first person you meet when you come to campus, and everyone knows that, and she's the last person you're probably going to see when you leave campus. That's true. So at this time, I would also like to invite our nursing faculty to stand as I call their names. Dr. Myrtle Jackson, and just stay standing, Professor Karen Wynn, Dr. Amanda Hensley, and Dr. Sarah Brown. These educators have challenged, encouraged, mentored, and believed in you every step of the way. They have celebrated your victories, supported you through difficult moments, and helped shape you into the nurses you are today. I know every story, everything that you went and talked to them about, or your successes, any failures, I knew. They celebrate you. They wanted the best for you. Graduates, please join me in expressing your appreciation with a well-deserved round of applause for these outstanding educators. And also, we'd like to extend the deepest gratitude to our valued clinical partners, including the hospitals, the clinics, healthcare facilities, and community agencies that's welcomed our students into their environments of care. To the many nurses, preceptors, and healthcare professionals who have invested their time, expertise, passion, and compassion into teaching our students, we want to thank you. The lessons learned beside you will remain with these graduates throughout their nursing careers, and your mentorship has made a lasting impact. Graduates, again, if you can join us in offering a heartfelt round of applause to any of those that contributed to your success. So, graduates, as you receive your pens, remember the significance behind it. The pen is far more than a symbol of academic success. It is a promise to uphold the trust that patients and families place in you. It is a reminder that nursing is not simply what you do, but about who you are. Each year, I close, typically before the penning, with the words of Florence Nightingale, founder of modern nursing. Live life when you have it. Life is a splendid gift. There is nothing small about it. We congratulate you, and we look forward to hearing your nursing philosophy statement that we'll hold with you and see you get penned. So we'll start with the penning.
Congratulations. Next, we'll begin with presentation of the pens. The nursing faculty will first read the graduate's nursing philosophy. Following this, each graduate's names will be announced individually. The graduate will come forward, accompanied by their chosen family or friend, who will perform the penning. Mr. Ford Edwards will capture the special moment with a photograph. My nursing philosophy is grounded in my Christian belief that we are to be compassionate to those who are in need. I believe that nursing can be both a science and a ministry. It requires critical thinking, clinical reasoning, leadership, and also love and human connection. It is more than just a career. It is a calling that requires knowledge, compassion, integrity, and courage. As a BSN registered nurse, I am committed to patient advocacy, ethical practice, and lifelong learning. As I gain experience, I know my nursing philosophy will evolve as I grow professionally and personally. However, my foundational values like compassion, integrity, and accountability will remain. As a nurse, I pledge to serve with excellence, humility, and dedication to improving the health of individuals and communities, and I will honor the dignity, individuality, and worth of every patient. Luke Cottrell. Penning. Penning Luke is his mother, Amy Cottrell, father, Billy Cottrell, and brother, Jesse Cottrell. Nurses see the patients more than anybody, and such have the ability to make an impact in their life more than anyone. We can help the person, not just their diagnosis. We must be able to emphasize with our patients, and at the end of the day, that's why I want to be a nurse. I want to make a difference in someone's life and make their stay as good as possible. Braden Daniels. Penning Braden is his father, Ron Daniels, mother, Rose Daniels, sister, Katrina Rutherford, and niece, Finley Rutherford. Graduating from this program marks the beginning of a purpose I've carried in my heart long before I wore scrubs. While anyone can be taught the courses and learn the skills, not everyone embodies the true character of a nurse. As I step into this role, I am grateful for the knowledge and strength this journey has given me, but even more grateful for the opportunity to share it with my patients. Nurses are in every corner of healthcare, whether it's hearing the first cries of life or comforting the last breaths of another. It's a calling I'm glad I listened to. These dreams came true not from hard work alone, but from the grace of God and unconditional support from my family, especially my mother, who has poured her love and encouragement over me every step of the way, celebrating my victories as if they were her own. Kenzie Fields. Pinning Kenzie is her mother, Tammy Fields, sister Kaylee Dweck, and sister Millie Tritt. Nursing is rooted in compassion, integrity, and lifelong learning, combining science and art through clinical knowledge, critical thinking, and empathy. Nurses have the privilege of caring for people in vulnerable moments and must provide patient-centered care that respects dignity, culture, values, and addresses the whole person. They also serve as advocates for patients, families, and communities by protecting rights, promoting health education, and addressing disparities while collaborating within interdisciplinary teams to improve outcomes. I am committed to continuous learning, self-reflection, resilience, and accountability to uphold the highest standards of nursing practice. Gatlin Greason. Penning Gatlin is her sister-in-law, Sarah Greason, parents Darkus and Jeff Greason, and brother Jeffrey Greason.
I have known from a young age that I wanted to work in the medical field, but my true purpose became clear through personal experience. Watching my mama and aunt battle cancer, I saw firsthand the impact that compassionate, dedicated nurses had on both patients and families. Even during some of the most difficult moments, my family spoke highly of the nurses who cared for them, not just for their clinical skills, but for their kindness, support, and presence. Those experiences inspired me to pursue nursing so that I can be the same source of comfort, strength, and care for others. I want to make a meaningful difference in the lives of patients and their families during the times when it matters most. Ajaya Harrison. Penning Ajaya is her mother, Terry Ty, Father Martise Harrison, Sister Trinisty Harrison, and Papa Roy Holland. I chose nursing because I have a deep desire to help others and make a meaningful difference in their lives. I am passionate about forming genuine connections with my patients and providing compassionate care during their most vulnerable moments, knowing that even the smallest acts like listening, offering comfort, or simply being present can make the greatest difference. I believe nursing is more than treating a condition. It's about caring for the whole person while preserving dignity and offering comfort. My goal is that every patient I care for feels valued, safe, and confident that they will receive the very best. Nora Howard. Pinning Nora is her father, Jeffrey Howard, and mother, Nora Howard. My nursing philosophy is grounded in integrity, trust, and a commitment to compassionate, patient-centered care. As I transition into my role as a registered nurse, I aim to provide reliable, empathetic, and competent care while advocating for my patients. A personal experience with a loved one's struggle with addiction strengthened my desire to provide non-judgmental care and deepen compassion for vulnerable individuals. I view nursing as both a responsibility and a privilege, and I am committed to continuous growth while staying rooted in the core values of nursing. McKenna Pickett. Pinning McKenna is her dad, Sandy Pickett, mother, Jenny Pickett, Aunt Lori Harriman, brothers Maverick and Maiden Bratcher, and preceptor Kayla Hahn.
My nursing philosophy is centered on showing up for people with compassion, honesty, and heart. I believe even the smallest moments, listening, comforting, or simply being present, can make the biggest difference in someone's life. Growing up with a mom in healthcare inspired me to follow this path, and I carry her strength and dedication with me every day. I am committed to being the kind of nurse who makes people feel seen, safe, and cared for when they need it most. Destiny Shoup. Pinning Destiny is her mother, Barbara Shoup, and father, Donald Shoup. I chose to become a nurse because of the experiences that shaped my heart and my purpose. My little girl is my biggest motivation. I want to show her strength, compassion, and what it means to care deeply for others. Losing my mama and my uncle changed me in ways I'll never forget. In those moments of pain and uncertainty, I saw how much comfort, kindness, and presence truly mattered. That's what led me to nursing. I want to be the nurse who shows up for others during their hardest days, the one who brings not just care, but understanding, support, and a sense that they are not alone. Abigail Warren. Pinning Abigail is her husband, Hunter Warren, and her daughter, McKinley Warren. As an aspiring pediatric nurse, I believe in the importance of creating a nurturing environment that not only addresses children's physical health, but also their emotional, psychological, and developmental needs as early as possible. I am dedicated to advocating for the rights, safety, and best interests of every child I care for and their families to ensure they receive the high-quality care they deserve. I strive to provide care that is altruistic, genuine, empathetic, ethical, and respectful. My goal in nursing will always be centered around providing care that shows people they matter. Rachel Withers. Penny Gray is her mother, Diana Withers, and her father, Jody Withers.
The first awards tonight is the presentation of the National Student Nursing Association graduation cords for the officers who served in the Edna Jenkins Mann School of Nursing Student Nurses Association. The NSNA cord is worn during our pinning and commencement ceremonies. The cord signifies the student's involvement as an officer with the NSNA. I'll call your names, everyone come up, and then I'll put your cords on, okay? President, Senior Braden Daniels. Daniel Brown. Sorry. I said that wrong. Our Secretary, Ajay Harrison. And our Treasurer, Abigail Warren.
The next award is the Compassionate Care Award, given to a recipient that demonstrates behaviors that express genuine concern for others, in which he or she is consistently present while caring for patients. The Compassionate Care Award goes to Luke Cottrell.
The next award is the 110% Effort Award. The 110% Effort Award recognizes a senior nursing student who consistently gives their best effort and demonstrates growth, dedication, and commitment to the nursing profession. The recipient is selected by the senior nursing class. The award goes to McKenna Pickett.
We would like to recognize 2 students that were given an award during Honors Day convocation. We would like to recognize McKenna Pickett. She received the Leadership in Nursing Award. And this is given to the senior BSN student who is a leader among peers in the School of Nursing, the college, the community, and the profession, exhibiting leadership, commitment, and mentoring accomplishments. Next, we would like to present the Clinical Excellence in Nursing Award to Abigail Warren. This was given during Honors Day convocation, and it is given to the senior BSN student who exemplifies caring in nursing situations, demonstrated through competence and in-depth knowledge of the science and art of nursing.
The Academic Excellence in Nursing Award recognizes a student with a distinguished academic record who also exemplifies the spirit of professional nursing. This year we're doing something a little differently. We're presenting 2 Excellence in Nursing Awards in honor of Helen J. Mills and Gary Tannenbaum. The donor, along with Helen and Gary, congratulates and applauds your success and will continue to support your growth and dedication and future contributions to the nursing profession. The first award goes to McKenna Pickett. The second award goes to Rachel Withers. Congratulations. Students, if you will now turn to the audience and recite the Nightingale Pledge. So let's say it kind of loud. It's on the back. Is it on the back? No, it's here in the middle, the Nightingale Pledge. Okay, so turn around. Everyone got their pledge? Want to read along? I solemnly pledge myself. Come on, read it together. We're going to read it together. We got to read it together. I solemnly pledge before God in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I shall abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and shall not take on knowingly administer any harmful drug. I shall do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and my family affairs, coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. I shall be loyal, thank you. Okay. So next we have special music that Mr. Isaac Pearson is going to play for us. After that, we're going to have the benediction, the nurse's prayer by Abigail. And I just want to say that we are so proud of our graduates. We wish you only the best, and we are so blessed that we got to be a part of your life here at Union. So we'll continue.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, I thank you for guiding us through every challenge, every long night, and every moment that brought us here. Thank you for the strength to continue when we felt exhausted, for the knowledge gained through hard work, and for the people who supported and believed in us along this way. As we begin this journey in nursing, help us care for every patient with compassion, patience, and kindness. Give us wisdom in difficult moments, courage in times of uncertainty, and remind us that even the smallest act of care can bring comfort and hope. Help us be a light for our patients and family during some of the hardest moments of their lives. May we always remember who inspired us to get here, from loved ones to those we have lost, and to the family and friends who motivated us to keep going. May we always serve with integrity, humanity, and love. Let these pens today not only represent knowledge and skill, but the calling to make a difference in lives of others. Amen.